Well, I want to thank you for inviting me here today. I really appreciate it. I've been volunteering with the Alzheimer's Association for I really don't remember how many years, at least 10 or 15. And I do it on behalf of my father, who died from Alzheimer's disease in 2015. And then also my mother followed last year with vascular dementia at the same age as my father. They were both diagnosed at 70 and both passed away at the same month of the duration of the disease. So learned firsthand all about it. I was my father's caregiver for 8 years. As in overseeing his care, I wasn't living with him like some people, their spouse are living in it 24/7. Which reminds me, I run a support group for Alzheimer's Association, and a big need is for respite care. And this past week, I learned that ARMC is providing respite care. And so we are ecstatic. We had our support group meeting Thursday, and we told everybody that this is something they can now access, because when you're living with this 24/7, you need to get away sometimes. You need to step out sometimes. And we have people that calling me crying and just saying, where can I get some help? I need to mow the lawn. I need to get out of the house to mow the lawn. I can't, because I can't leave him alone. I need to go to the grocery store, and taking the one with Alzheimer's, it's, just makes it 10 times worse. And so, like I said, this past week we learned that the ARMC is stepping up and providing some respite care, and we're all just ecstatic about it, because we need to remember to take care of ourselves, and we're a caregiver, so we can continue to take care of our loved one. So that's exciting news. So I do support group. I'm a facilitator for that. I do community education. I go throughout Ashtabula County giving presentations like this one. We have different subjects. And then I do the walk. We had our walk last weekend, and that is our big fundraiser to help fund services in Ashtabula County and for research. So those are my roles with the Alzheimer's Association. They like to have everybody receive the same message, so I will be reading from the PowerPoint, some of it, just so to make sure I give you the exact message as to everybody hears the same thing worldwide. Okay? But I pulled up some more current numbers. Some in here are just not too old, but I thought I'd get the current numbers. It says nearly 7 million are living with Alzheimer's in the United States right now. 1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. It kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. In 2024, Alzheimer's and other dementias will cost the nation $360 billion. In 2050, these costs could rise to nearly $1 trillion. So over 11 million Americans provide care for people with Alzheimer's or other dementias, and by the family members or loved ones that are providing that care, they're keeping these people out of the long-term care facilities, which is keeping them off of Medicaid or losing their life savings, but mainly it's keeping the senior in their home where they want to be. And so we got to remember to take care of those people that are taking care of the patients. And by the end of the program, you're going to be able to identify how certain behaviors affect our brains and our bodies, and we'll list strategies for healthy decision making in the following areas: sleep, smoking, mental health, physical activity, balanced nutrition, cognitive engagement, and social engagement. So you'll hear different tips and strategies throughout this. But healthy living tips included in each section But they will tell you, like for sleep, for me, I don't have too much of a problem with that, but we'll look at different things you could do to take care of that. Physical activity, I think Ashtabula County is a great place. I was at the Mental Park Psychology yesterday. I take photos, so I was doing a wedding down there. But we have so many great walking paths. We have this facility, just so much places to exercise, indoors, outdoors, or even exercise in the home with YouTube. There's all types of things you could watch on them. But so the brain is the control center of the entire body. It manages everything, including our thoughts and movements. There are approximately 1 billion nerve cells called neurons in the brain. They are structured like branches of a tree, creating a network of pathways throughout which signals are sent to form memories, thoughts, and feelings. Many diseases can affect the brain. For example, Alzheimer's progressively destroys the brain cells as it moves throughout the brain, and it affects more functions as the disease progresses. There's, I don't know, if the mini mental exam, I think there's 5 or 6 stages where it's early stages depending on how you score on your mini mental, and then it develops as the score increases. Go down through the steps. Okay. We know that the heart and brain are connected, and that is what is good for the heart is good for the brain. Now science is able to tell us why this is true and what we can do to maximize the health. Much of the heart-brain connection is due to the fact that the brain is nourished by the body's richest network of blood vessels. The oxygen and other elements delivered to the brain throughout the bloodstream keep the brain nourished, and each time your heart beats, 20 to 25% of your blood goes to the brain.
Yeah.
This is why keeping the heart in good working order helps keep the brain fuel to do its work. Although this program is more about Alzheimer's and other dementias, it's helpful to know that some basic information about them. This can help you understand how they may be related to healthy living and what we can do to help our brains and bodies. Okay, so do you think Alzheimer's is a normal part of the aging process? Raise your hand if you believe that is true. Okay, so anybody think it's true? It's an average? Okay, normal part, it's false. Alzheimer's is a progressive and fatal brain disease. Symptoms usually develop slowly and get worse over time. While the greatest known risk factor for Alzheimer's is increasing in age, the disease is not a normal part of the aging process. Most individuals with the diseases are 65 or 55 and older, and after 65, the risk of developing Alzheimer's doubles every 5 years. After age 85, the risk is 1 in 3. So the numbers don't go in our favor as we get older. And so it's common to experience some age-related changes to memory or thinking abilities, such as forgetting where we left something but finding it later, or sometimes having trouble finding the right word. That's known as cognitive decline. Dementia is a general term used to describe problems with thinking and memory that are caused by damage to brain cells that affects the cell's ability to communicate, which can affect the thinking and behavior feelings. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia. Worldwide, an estimated 55 million people are living with Alzheimer's and dementia. There is currently no cure for Alzheimer's. However, there are drug and non-drug options that can help with symptoms and have the ability to slow the disease in process and progression. And earlier, most of the medicines that are coming out are to slow it down, and so you need to get it identified that that you're in the early stages. That's when they can help you the most right now. While there are currently no proven methods to prevent cognitive decline or dementia, research has shown that we can take actions to reduce our risk of developing and help maintain or potentially improve our health. And that's mostly what the message today is. So now let's talk about what affects our overall health and well-being. Many factors can impact health, including genes, family history, environment, and lifestyle. As we age, it's common for us to experience some similar changes like gray hair, wrinkles, or reading glasses. Are here just in case. But as individuals, we experience getting older in many different ways. That is due to part of our genes. Genes are beyond our control and influence the way we are. For example, some families' genes allow them to live well into their 90s or even longer, while other families' genes can lead to diseases early in life and that may shorten their lifespan. In addition, the environments in which we live, work, and play can have significant effects on our health. And many of these are difficult to change and beyond our control. But we do have some control over other factors, including our health. Making improvements in these areas could positively affect overall health, even for individuals with a family history of certain conditions like dementia or heart disease. Okay. Your blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, cholesterol levels are all key parts of the story and your overall health, including your brain. So it's important to understand these numbers and keep an eye on them. I don't know about you, but now that I'm 65, Dr. John Lee, he's running blood work at a free time. I see him, and we're talking about numbers and what we can do to change them. So when I was first given this presentation, I just felt like I was back in his office, you know. It's like, are you walking? Are you getting your miles? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And it's like, yes, yes, yes. Growing research suggests that many factors that increase the risk of heart disease and stroke may also increase the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. There's strong evidence of a connection between midlife high blood pressure or hypertension and later life dementia. This evidence also shows that controlling blood pressure can have a significant effect on your risk for cognitive decline and possibly dementia. That's another reason why we need to keep an eye on these numbers. Keeping diabetes controlled is important. Studies have shown an increase in the risk of cognitive decline and possibly dementia among other individuals living with diabetes, although diabetes has not to this point been proven to cause Alzheimer's disease. Maintaining a healthy weight is important too. Researchers have found that midlife obesity may be associated with an increased risk of dementia. Have they not covered everything that your doctor talks about with you? You know, we know that good cholesterol level is good for the heart, and what's good for the heart is good for the brain. The best way to combat these health concerns is to know your numbers. So you need to talk to your professional and monitor those numbers. So another quiz is true or false. It's never too early or too late to incorporate healthy habits.
Is that true?
True, definitely. So, you guys heard the same story in those doctor's offices that I hear. Okay. Today we're going to explore the aspects of healthy living, getting quality sleep, being smoke-free, taking care of your mental health, getting moving, eating healthy, challenge yourself, and staying connected. We'll look at what the science tells us about changes we can make in each of these areas that helps our bodies and brains. As we touch on each area, think about how you could apply this to your own life and consider what you can do. Do what you enjoy, make gradual changes that are relevant, and then start now. Okay? This means that I read a book recently, and it's Grandma Gateway. Have you guys ever heard of Grandma Gateway? She's from Central Ohio. They wrote a book about her. She wrote, the Appalachian Trail is 2,168 miles, and she walked it 3 times. Yeah, and she was at 60s before she started. And she just like, I'm gonna go for a walk, kids. And she came back like 6 months later. And they were fine with that. Okay. But she walked it, so it's like, wow, this lady could just get up and walk the Appalachian Trail. They said she had kind of like a hobo string or stick with a little nap back on there, and she hiked it 3 times. And then she went out to do the Pacific Trail. So she's from Galapagos, I'm not sure I'd say that. But, so it can be done. I would check with my doctor before I took a 6-month hike. But, so, you know, it can be done. And we got to see, you got to do it the way it best fits you. I love to do photography. I took up photography because one of the biggest things when my dad was first diagnosed was continuing learning. That's like in another program. And so, because there was a study that was done and it was all about education, and I had a master's degree, I didn't want to get a PhD, and so I took up photography, and because I always felt portrait, keep my family pictures and stuff like that. And that photography gets me out. Like I said, I was down in Metro Parks last night for 3 hours hiking around, taking pictures of the ride and looking gear and all that stuff, where I wouldn't be doing that if I didn't love photography and doing it. So it kind of gets me moving, and I go after wildlife. And so I'm out hiking, and I'm not really feel like I'm a hiker, but if there's an animal out there I want a picture of, I'll do what it takes to get to that animal. And so for me, photography, you know, continues my learning between software, hardware, and then also the hiking piece of it, just because I want to take pictures. So for me, that was a perfect mix for achieving my goal of continuing to learn and get moving. You know? So whatever your interest is, if you could incorporate it into hiking, so it's not like a chore, it's something you have to do, it's something you love to do, and you just get out and do it. Okay. So not only does sleep allow us to rest and recharge, it also affects our abilities to maintain healthy blood pressure and control diabetes. Inadequate sleep due to conditions like insomnia or sleep apnea cause problems with memory and thinking. Sleep apnea is a condition which breathing stops and restarts while you are sleeping. So adults should aim for no less than 6 hours a night. I like 8. Of course, sometimes there will be interruptions from your others in your home or noise factors that makes it difficult. It's important to try to improve your quality of sleep where possible. Think about your own sleep habits. Do you get enough sleep? Importantly, do you get enough quality sleep? What kind of environments help you sleep? Do you need like white noise? Do you need quiet? Some people want the TV. What changes might you help to create a more peaceful setting? Maybe this is one spot we should splurge on at home, like the nice sheets, the good mattress, the darkening blinds, stuff like that, because it's money well spent if it's going to get you extra sleep. I've always been protective of my sleep, but how can you minimize disruptions? I adopted a dog 3 months ago. Yes.
Turn that fan off. Yes,
Yes. And training him when to sleep and where to sleep was a challenge. But we finally got him where we need him to be, and now everything works, but it cost me about a month's sleep. Yeah, he is a little 4-year-old. Yeah. And if you have any questions at any time, just let me know. So just think about how you can make that your little safe haven while you're sleeping so that you can get the sleep that you truly need. Okay. Let's see. What about our environment? Do you sleep better when you are cooler, warmer? Do you need silence, light noise, music? Okay. More blankets, fewer blankets, fan for white noise or temperature control, a night light, blackout curtains, noise canceling headphones, sound machine. So you need to try to minimize these disruptions however best you can. You may have to sleep in another room away from a partner if that gets to be, I think that does as you get older. You need different more things, and it just makes life a little easier when you get your sleep. Some people, they feel you should turn your TV off, but I know some people that have to sleep with their TV on. So if you frequently experience sleep problems or have sleep apnea, talk with a healthcare professional. Everybody I know that's went on a sleep apnea machine at first hated it, but then won't do without it. It's like they protect that thing because they know they finally learned that it's going to give them a good night's sleep, which is what we need. The next aspect of health that they've been able to explore is smoke-free. Of course, the studies have been out. After all the knowledge and everything, I don't understand why people start. In this day and age, back in the 50s, it was cool, it was no problem, and now it's like the education's there. So if you can quit, I highly recommend it. My mother smoked for at least 50 years, and she was a multi-pack-a-day person. I called her a chimney because she was always had smoke coming out of her. And caused her quadruple bypass, aortic aneurysm, and dementia. But my sister got her. I did my dad, my sister did my mom. But so it took her a while, but she lasted a lot longer. Gosh, not a quality of life, but she lasted. Studies have found that smoking increases the risk of cognitive decline and may increase the risk of dementia. The benefits of quitting smoking include a lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and lung disease, better blood circulation, and avoid exposing others to secondhand smoke. I got that one big time. You remember going on vacation in the winter, the windows rolled up and the parents both smoking outside? Yes, even for those days. So if you currently smoke, think about what you could do to stop. If you don't smoke, what's helped you may stay smoke-free. Did anybody here give up cigarettes after a time? No. What did you use?
Well, actually, my husband and I dared each other to stop. That's the only way we managed to stop.
A little stubborn and nobody wanted to lose? Hey, what works? It works. That's great. Nice. This is Quitting is Hard. You can find support through quit lines and cessation programs and stuff like that. Also, take care of your mental health. It's important to prioritize yourself. Make time for self-care, and I think a lot of us just don't do that. I know that when I retired, it was like I got to devote part of this to me. I'm the one that worked for 30 years, and now it's time for me to take care of me. And so I've tried to do that through different ways. And sometimes it's hard for us. I think we feel wrong by doing that, but we do need to take care of ourselves. And as caregivers, take care of ourselves so that we can take care of the others. Okay. So you may have a lot on your plate. Maybe you care for others or juggling a heavy workload or are dealing with life unexpected surprises. Pay attention to your stress levels and any symptoms of anxiety, depression, or other mental health concerns that affect your health or your brain. Talk with your doctor about how you're feeling, both physically, mentally, and some of the healthy habits we're talking about in this program are good examples of self-care. For example, studies have found that regular physical activity decreases stress. It increases your ability to manage stress and leads to a better overall mood. Sleep also contributes to good mental health. I know sometimes a good walk in the woods or something, it changes things, Okay, taking time to care for yourself is important, especially if you're caring for others. Examine, or even if you're busy with your very full schedule, it helps to take moments to give yourself a break. This can help boost your mood and lower your stress levels. Remember, self-care is not selfish. Think about some things like doing that you could build to help a break in your day and how you could focus on self-care. For me, it's to take a walk. I take my dogs for walks, and that makes me get moving because I know they need a walk. They behave better when they're tired. Nothing like a well-behaved dog is a tired dog. So that's my job, is to get out there and wear them out so they don't do bad things. And so usually by the time I'm panting, they're panting, and we all collapse. Life is good. So some ideas of self-care is take a nap. Sip a cup of tea or a favorite beverage. Going for a walk. Playing a game or completing a puzzle. I've been doing those mind puzzles. My friend is supposed to keep dementia at bay. And those are very helpful. Play a game, complete a puzzle. Reading, dancing, singing. I will not do that for you guys. You're welcome. Making art, cooking, baking, laughing. I don't know about those. I watch those reels on Facebook. Those things are the funniest thing. I laugh. I cried by the time on some of them. I can't even watch it because I'm crying from laughing so hard. Those really are mood boosters. It's sad. I recommend those. Get moving. There's quite a bit of research on how physical activity affects our brains and helps keep them as healthy as possible. Bike rides. There's a bike club in Ashtabula. I went to it. I went one ride. They flew right by me. Those guys are good. So the hiking club, they haven't been getting together lately, but there was a hiking club in Ashtabula, and I haven't seen much action there, but they run in the summer, and I don't run. So I catch up with them in the fall and winter. But the Sandworm Nature Center, the Ashtabula County Metro Park system is amazing. They're everywhere. There's no charge to get in. You just go and walk at your own pace, and they get in your outdoors. Got a trail, and it just dip in the city streets. Everything. So easy to get the exercise in. No excuses really. It doesn't cost. If you can't go outside, you can do it in your living room in front of YouTube. Get something on there that does it, or on your cell phone. So really, there's no excuse, for cost or, availability. You can just get out and go. Okay, it can feel hard or overwhelming to think about adding more movement into your already full day, but little changes add up. There's couch exercise. If you can't get off the couch, they can tell you how to do it in the couch or in the kitchen chair. They got against the wall, on the floor. So there's no excuse for that. Research shows that even 20 to 30 minutes of walking a few times a week can have health benefits. The most important thing is to be active as you can and do activities that you enjoy so you will continue to do them. So what activities do you want to try? I do biking, but not at a fast pace. I'm one of those with the basket, and I'm looking at the trees and everything. I'm going. You might see me on the rails to trails, but you will pass me. But I'm doing it, and I'm moving forward, and I'm enjoying the scenery as I go. Walking, just out exploring the outdoors. It's nice. We got the lake, it's beautiful. We get kayak, we get all that stuff that we could do. But for me, that's what I like to do. But like I said, whatever your activity is, my friends, I'll beach glass. I have big jugs of it. I don't do anything with it, but I go to bend over. Something to make me bend over all the time. I'm walking, I'm bending over, I'm enjoying the outdoors, and it doesn't cost me anything. And plus you get something to show for it. And usually when my family comes to town, they take it because they think it's awesome, But, you can only have so much of that plans. But, so start small, even if you can just go to the end of your road or just to one block and then try to challenge you to get to the next block or go to the third block. For me, I got an e-bike. I don't know if any of you guys have e-bikes. I only got it because there's a big hill I couldn't go further. So this one gets me over the hill and I keep going and I go as far as I can on it because I don't have to worry about saving energy to get back anymore. And so I found that I'm running up to 12 miles because I'm not worrying about getting back to the car. Because sometimes I just get back to the car and it's like, oh, I could go again, but so I just push, I let push, and then if I have to, then the bike will help me get back. But I don't always use it, just only big hills. So there's different ways that you can do this. The next area we'll explore is balanced nutrition. Eating an overall healthy diet may reduce your risk of the disease. As we've already discussed, what's good for the heart is good for the brain. The same is true when it comes to foods we eat. We know that healthy fuel for the body continues to benefit the brain function. Eating a balanced diet may reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and diabetes. But there are many differing opinions about what is the best way to eat and maximize health. Research on the relationship between nutrition and cognitive functioning is somewhat limited, but it does point to the benefits of balanced nutrition. Okay. So they talk about different diets, and I know I see every doctor's contradicting the weight loss and all that stuff. I'm right now trying to eliminate sugar from my diet, and that's a tough one. I don't know if I can do it, but I am trying. I just finished a book this morning. It's one person's opinion, so we'll see. We'll just keep trying and do it. I try not to do processed foods because you don't know what's in them. I have food allergies. That made me realize how much I was eating that I shouldn't be eating because my body, I guess, decided it didn't want me to have that anymore and started showing. So definitely look at the labels. I'm more of a one ingredient person now. So if the label has more than one ingredient, I try not to eat it. I do because my body will yell at me through allergies. And I don't know if you've ever couldn't breathe or you were struggling to breathe. That gets your attention. So when a food makes you stop breathing, it's a good incentive not to eat it anymore. So my food allergies have helped me choose down, and so I've learned more about food since I developed food allergies. So if you read those labels, if the paragraph for ingredients, get it down to one word or two. That will definitely help you a lot. But many changes to what we regularly eat can be hard, and it is hard. Let's talk about suggestions on how to make healthier changes work for you. Think about what you could do to cook differently or make meals healthier. What healthy foods could you swap in, and what new foods are you willing to try? And of course, we just came with pretty much the harvest now because everybody had tomatoes. This is a great time because it's all fresh food on the roadside, which is wonderful. And so I try to shop there as much as possible. But let's go over some tips for healthy eating. Use olive oil instead of butter in preparing food. Use sodium-free spices or flavorings instead of salt. Don't add extra salt, when you're cooking rice, pasta, or hot cereal. You're amazed how much salt is in that food before you even get against your tables. Read food labels. Choose low sodium and no salt added options. And this book taught me sugar-free doesn't mean sugar-free. Because then it's sugar-free and no extra sugar is, I guess, the magic words. Because I'm thinking I'm buying sugar-free, but still the numerous names for sugar is in there. So you got to watch. That doesn't mean it's totally sugar-free. You might have added an alternative in there. So choose plain, fresh, or frozen or canned vegetables. Build meals around vegetables, beans, and whole grains. Choose fresh or frozen skinless poultry, fish, and lean cuts of meat. Eat fish a couple days a week, and serve fresh fruit for dessert. Do you guys have any tips on how to do this, like eating better and what you use to make it work? Like I said, for me, I've been really working on it hard just because of my food allergies. And now, like I said, I'm tackling sugar. I'm not allergic to sugar, but I'm just trying to do better. Okay, there are many vitamins and supplements available on the market. However, it is important to proceed with caution. Check with your doctor first. The World Health Organization says that vitamin supplements are not recommended to reduce the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Balanced nutrition, like we just discussed, will have the biggest advantage for promoting health for your body and brain, not supplements. Labels for supplements cannot make drug claims or state that they alleviate symptoms of diseases because they are not drugs as defined by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Many are created with little or no regulation and may be potentially dangerous. Beware of false claims and know that vitamins and dietary supplements may interact with other medications. The best way to understand and address how to care for yourself is to talk with a healthcare professional. If you do have a nutrition deficiency, they can identify it and consult with you on the right steps to take from that. There are a couple of things that mimic Alzheimer's, and Alzheimer's comes on slow. if all of a sudden your loved one is like, oh my gosh, what happened to them? They're acting like they have Alzheimer's. The odds are it's a urinary tract infection. They mimic Alzheimer's, and they're deadly. So it's nothing to mess around with. In fact, my dad died from a UTI. He got sepsis when he was in a long-term care facility. But he was at that point of nonverbal, so he couldn't speak. And so, or if you have somebody that, make sure you kind of screen them for UTIs, because it's bad. And then persons can quickly change their whole way by medication. They could be on this medication for years, and then all of a sudden their body just rejects it, and they act like they have Alzheimer's or dementia all of a sudden. And so it's best to get to your doctor, because we had someone say, I think, you're acting crazy. I think you have Alzheimer's. Person's not going to go to the doctor with you saying that. They're thinking you're going to catch them and try to be back. It's words that I think we need to talk to your doctor, because I think you're having a medication interaction. There's some problems there, and go to the doctor that way. You'd want to be as less invasive if somebody's misbehaving, because when I used to work for Job and Family Services, and I oversaw the APS, Adult Protective Services, and adult children would come in at Thanksgiving and see moms, fine, we had great Thanksgiving, everything's wonderful. They come back for Christmas, and mom is like way out there, and they'll call us, I think my mom has Alzheimer's, what do I do? And I said, well, when did this come on? How quick did it come on? And I was like, well, take her to the doctor, get her urinalysis. And they call back, yep, that's what it was. So it just depends on how quick it comes on, which is really important. And so you can't always, don't be afraid to go see, but also there's medications for the earlier onset, or not early onset, because that's when you get it younger, but when you catch it as soon as it's happening, that you can get more interaction there with the doctors and the medications, so that's going to help slow everything down. Okay. And before it was, when my father got it, the only way you could diagnose it was like autopsy, and now they can diagnose it 99% through other ways now. But before, that was the only way to do it. Okay. So challenging your brain may help you with the risk of cognitive decline. So raise your hand if you think this is true, and then how many think it's false. Challenging your brain may help lower your risk of cognitive decline. Yes. So those little game apps, like I said, I play them just because they say it works. It's nothing I really wanted to do, but I make sure I do it every day just to be safe. And because if it works, yay. If not, I got 2 parents with dementia at age 70 diagnosed. I'm 65. I got 5 left. So I tell my kids, sorry, if it's genetics, sorry about, it's part about your luck. But so I'll do whatever they tell me to do, because I don't want to go down that road. If I can't, I'd rather, help others. And so cognitive or mental engagement is a term that means keeping your minds active. Anything that uses your mind in challenging ways is a cognitive activity that can possibly have benefits for your brain. Like I said, photography, Photoshop, things change, software is changing. I just upgraded my camera to mirrorless, so I'm learning a whole new camera. And technology, I have a love-hate relationship with it, and then you got Photoshop, Adobe's always changing and everything. So it is, but it makes me keep doing it because I really want to know it. Okay. Scientists believe that as you use your mind in a new and challenging way, your brain builds new connections between brain cells. The more connections you have, the more nimble your brain is, and the better you may be able to guard against the effects of injuries or diseases that can promise brain function. Not Alzheimer's related, it's not their word, but for me, If you read the Nun Study book, I think it helped you really understand it. It's nun as in a Catholic nun. That's why you're spelling it, Nun Study. And I had a senior conference when I worked at Job Family Services, and so I gave everybody the Nun Study book to read. And it just, to me, it helped explain a lot. It's a great book. It's older, but it's a great book. So cognitive engagement encourages blood flow to the brain and mentally stimulates activities that may possibly maintain or even improve cognition. Formal education is also important. Research has shown that engaging in classroom-based learning led by professionals, trained teachers will help keep your brain healthy and can protect you from developing dementia. Some researchers believe that this may be due to education creating a more robust network of communication pathways between the neurons of brain. And that's what makes me think of the Nun Study book, because that really kind of brings that home of how they found through their study what it did that proved that big time. So how can we challenge ourselves? Ask ourselves, what new hobbies or skills that you want to learn? Do you want to get out and do beach class and learn it? Now, get you out on the beach. That doesn't really do very well in this area for winter. But you can hike. And I learned last year in my hiking group that the weather's never bad. It's you dressed poorly. I learned that. Now I have a bunch of stuff to keep me warm. So there's no excuse. Those people meet at 10 below out there. You can't, come on. You're like, really? But no, if you're protected, you got the gear, you got it good, you're good. And it actually makes you feel better when you're done. You got out of that winter house and you got outdoors. Just try to fall. But they had things for that.
Yes. I'm chucking pulse on these walking into ice and snow.
Yes, I got those now. I learned that after I slipped down the hill. And there's, I have crab-lots for your shoes, for the body. Yeah, and those help you too. They help you stay upright. And so, yeah, those trekking poles are nice, especially when you're going up out of the Gulf or something. You got all the roots stuff you're dealing with. That is very comfortable. So scientists believe that, you need to do it in many newer ways. So I don't know, if as you're sitting here, are you thinking about different ways you can get outdoors or exercise? Because I really think there's just, there's just many ways, no matter what level you're at. If you're struggling to get off the couch, you could do it on the couch, there's just so many things available to us now that I think everybody should be able to do something. Okay. Focus on, what interests you, and then challenge yourself. Kind of like, okay, tell your husband you dare him to walk 10 miles or 10 miles, like say a mile a day. And then so if you track it, okay, you beat them every night, it always makes you feel a little better, when you're out to your husband or, but just say, okay, did you get your 10 then? Let me see your watch. Let me see your phone, But one of the best ways to stay challenged is you can take a class at a community college. If we're 60 or over, you can go and take classes at Kent State. You can audit classes for free. Sometimes they might have a little fee there, but we got Kent State right here. You can even take it online. If you can't get to Kent State, you could go online. And it's free. And so try new cooking techniques or learn a new language. I tried to learn Swahili. It didn't go well. I was going to Africa and I wanted to see if I could do it. Yeah. So Babel is not for me. Build a piece of furniture, not for me, but maybe you. Create something artistic, not for me, maybe for you. Learn to paint or play with a new instrument, or learn a strategic game like chess. No, that has no interest to me, but it might be to you. Join a chess club. Maybe the library has some. While completing a jigsaw or crossword puzzle could be a good way to manage stress, cognitive engagement is about solving problems that have you stumped, or figure out ways to approach a familiar task in more effective ways. It requires that you think steps ahead and make plans for adapting to changes, like thinking about what an opponent may do in the next chess game. So the final area we'll take a look at is social engagement, or connecting with others in a social setting, which can have many health benefits. We learned that, I think, in COVID. We needed to see people when we're all locked down and stuff. And so I think they really learned the value of that. That came to the forefront. There is some research that shows connecting with others may support your brain health. Those who are regularly engaged with other people also tend to have reduced rates of mortality and disability. We know that people don't do well in isolation. When people feel well connected to others, they tend to make healthier choices in their parts of their lives. If I wasn't volunteering for the Alzheimer's, I would be home. And then if I didn't have Byron Landolfi emailing me saying, meet me for lunch, I thank him for not bothering me, but staying on me. It's time. We haven't met for lunch, and he knows exactly when. And he tells me, it's like, okay.
Great.
Pardon?
Byron Landolfi is wanting to have lunch with you.
Oh yes, we used to work together. Yeah, he's back there. I said, doesn't this count? There's food here. So this counts. Yes. And so we are always, we meet, because of my food allergies, I can't eat out at a restaurant. And so we meet at Lakeshore Park, but that area is coming to an end because we bring our own lunch and eat at Lakeshore Park. But what do we do in the winter?
The mall.
Oh yeah, we go to the mall, food court, so we can still pack our lunch and meet. And so because I feel guilty going to a restaurant and sitting there with nothing and eating nothing. And they keep thinking you're in a quarter jet, and it's like, no. So yeah, that's what we do. So he keeps me active, get me out of the house, because I'm always busy doing something at home. And so he gets me out of the house. And Alzheimer's gets me out of the house. I also do the Edgewood Alumni Association, so I have those meetings. So that gets me out of the house. But and photography, whenever somebody wants a picture taken, I get out. So that's kind of the way I stay socially connected, or through Facebook, a little bit. But so volunteering is important, on a cause it's important to you, and this Alzheimer's is important to me. Scheduling regular phone calls or video chats. I do that with the grandchildren. That's the best. Visiting family and friends. Becoming involved in your community. Could you guys go around and tell me how you guys stay involved socially? And so maybe you can get some ideas. Byron, besides having lunch with me?
I'm active in the Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
I'm active at my church.
For them?
I enjoy political circles, government.
I'm top seating for that. Yeah. Do you want to say, how do you stay active socially? Yes.
Politics, in power, in that. I come here every day.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Okay, anybody against what you guys do to stay? Yeah.
The side job of catering gets me out with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice social job instead of sitting and doing something.
Definitely. Anybody else have anything? What do you do?
Master Gardner.
Oh, Mr. Gardner. Oh, I need to learn from you. I feel well. I actually just switched to all thing. Anybody else have anything they do that keeps them active socially?
A SCORE volunteer, SCORE Service Council of Retired Executives.
Oh.
So I mentor small businesses to help them grow.
Oh, how nice and
Or start. Sometimes there's a lot of businesses starting.
Oh, that's a great service. Thank you for that. I know people need to know that, instead of jumping in blind and usually failing if you don't really know what you're doing. That's great. What do you do?
RSK with seniors, which is the Brazil, not bad, was Thursday going to program.
Okay, are you the one that called me? Oh, that's Stephanie. Yes, Stephanie Blessing, the one. She said she found the brochure. She came to your place, and so brochure about the respite care, which I, of course, like I said, I am ecstatic over, and everybody at my support group is ecstatic over. So yes, she remembered me from when I was calling everybody saying, hey, does anybody know about this respite care, that, you know, if it's available or whatever. So yeah, I really appreciate her call. So, okay, well, like I said, staying connected, becoming involved in your community is always a big help. So we're learning that the important elements are getting quality sleep, being smoke-free, take care of your mental health, being physically active and eating healthy, and challenging yourself to stay socially connected. Those are all important benefits to keeping all these other things at bay. So whenever possible, think about how you can make changes that affect more than one area at the same time to maximize the health benefits of your habits. For example, taking a walk with a friend combines physical activity and social engagement. Okay. I do my dogs, they don't talk much, but I'm usually yelling, so that may count for something. As many of you shared, there's great examples today. You can make small changes that will have a significant impact, helping us live long and as well as possible. It's never too early or too late to start building your healthy habits into your life. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the association. It is a wonderful association. Their staff are amazing. They're great to work with. They have a 24/7 help device, and they have licensed clinical clinicians staffing the line. You can call 24/7 for any reason. I was working on a paper and I needed a higher advice code and I couldn't find it. I'll try that. I called the higher advice, I called the 24-hour hotline and they gave me the ORC. And I was like, thank you. And so they're good for everything. And so I think that's wonderful. And I have the number, which you'll have it when you advertise or record this. But there's an online resource, it's alz.org. Anything you need, alz.org has it on there. I have some people that come to my support group that their loved one is in Texas, and they come to our support group to learn how to support the family in Texas. And a lot of times we say, why don't you research for them on alz.org, send them what issues are they having, and you can do research for them. They don't have time, they're busy taking care of the loved one. But there's so many things you can do to help support them, but also remember to support the caregiver. That's so important. With nursing home costs, $7,000 a month. The longer they stay out of there, the better for everybody. Okay. And the Alzheimer Association ARP Community Resource Finder, which includes a wealth of information in your area. ARP is another great asset too, but alz.org for the website and the toll-free number, which I'll save the toll-free number just in case, but it's 1-800-272-3900. And it reset 24/7, you can call at any time. So is there any questions, anything that I didn't cover that you expected to cover, or questions I could try to answer? Anything big? I told you everything? Good? Well, that's great. But I have many other subjects that if anybody knows of any group that they're having and they want to hear me come speak, I will speak and we can give you the list of subjects that I do. And so I could come to another group and speak too. So I just do Ashtabula County. That's as far as I want to go. So, but thank you guys for having me. Thanks for the healthy lunch. And